Okay. Woo-wee. So I have both. I have the Spicy Games text chat on my Twitch VOD and of course the Twitch chat. So what I'm going to be doing later is I have just the game audio, so I have it split between two recording software. Just the game audio on one, just my voice on the other. So I can mute things if I want to, or if I need to. Let me come in here into the settings real quick. Just to... I'm gonna take a shot every time you're grossed out. Oh boy. Okay, sound. I'm gonna mute the sound real quick and just check up on, okay, cool. So my mic is not picking up on Streamlabs, which is what I want. I'm hoping, so the first part of this playthrough may not be super, you know, finesse. It does, it takes quite a lot to gross me out. The only thing that's ever made me, so the one thing that has ever actually made me really grossed out is actually in this game. I know it for sure, because I've seen images of it. Oh boy, yeah, so we'll see. Also, I am currently eating lunch right now. I might abandon that, but let's go. We're starting. All right. I think I usually do narrate a little bit of the visual novels. So I'm gonna read the stuff that won't get me banned on Twitch. I know there's like immediately a sex scene, so I'm probably gonna stop there. For those of people on Twitch who know what is going on. So, a dry wind bellowed with the nihilistic timbre of a foghorn, yet there was no ocean here in this city, only the gorges between rows of skyscrapers. The sullied night sky, polluted by neon lights, was a dark tone tinged with chartreuse and magenta. The ground was a chilled, stony concrete. The black and brown stains caked upon it were unnatural vestiges of the atrocious works of man. They were the scars of blood and excrement shed in the course of indiscreet barbarism. Here we go already. Scars that had been carved over themselves countless times, creating a look resembling urban camouflage painted in human blood. A clamoring throng filled the pleasure district at 1 in the morning. The late-night street corner was divided into darkness and light. The garish decorative lights were reminiscent of a peacock. The rough sexual cries of drunkards and whores mingled in the street. However, those all expressed the light of the city. I'm very quickly not going to be able to read this. Filled with chaos, boastful pride, freedom, and pleasure, its prosperity greatly eclipsed the light of Tokyo's Kabukicho and Osaka's Minami that had faded under the government's cleanup policies. Meanwhile, the city's darkness was acutely severed from the garish synthetic light. The depth and concentration of that darkness was unparalleled by any pleasure quarter in Japan. It was a dark forest ruled by violence and degeneration. The only lights in the darkness were malicious, owlish gazes. Every crack between the walls was filled with predatory hostility, refusing to let the weak and foolish escape. All manner of drugs and even humans were sold regularly in the back alleys. There were no laws, no, not even righteousness to the chaste in any vices. It was a realm of chaos. People constantly found themselves robbed, otherwise trampled and violated. The violence so easily dispensed was a perpetual motion machine, generating infinite tragedy and resentment. Gunshots echoed within surprisingly... Zelda, call me butt, please. Signaling the unknown end of a life deep within that darkness. No one ever spared it a second thought. All turned a blind eye and banished it to oblivion. Strong out of arrogance, the weak out of powerlessness. It does have very good prose so far. Especially since this is localized into English. I'm so far impressed with the writing. It's a little wordy, but it's the intro. It's allowed. That normalization of vice strongly permeated the air, heaping wretched decay on the human spirit. Filthy maggots took nest in everyone's heart. That was the city, a vile, liberated zone amputated from Earth's laws and reason. No one knows who coined it, but it has become to be known as Kanto's Pandemonium. Kanto! That's a Pokemon region. It could be said that there were only 2 rules in that city, if any. Be faithful to all vice, deceive the righteous, rape the chaste, strangle the holy, and hang them high, and sing loud the joy of evil. That would be the first rule. Here we go. Second rule was accept every absurdity, no matter what exists there, no matter what happens there. I know it's an actual region in Japan. All must accept everything there is fact. Kanto's Pandemonium is a world where this world's principles don't apply. The embodiment of that second rule had just made a sudden appearance in one particular market of chaos and depravity. Here we go. So I did see the very beginning of a playthrough on YouTube just because I wanted to see how soon the shit happens. So here we go. Here we go. We have met 2 characters. The 2 walking those streets were women. Both of them stood out in the city's concentrated vulgarity like a crude collage. Their color, ceramic skin tone, their jeweled eyes, phosphorescent in the darkness, and their monstrous body parts that broke the human mold. All of those made it clear at a glance that they weren't modern humans. Oh my god. Okay, Twitch, so this is the point where there's the voice acting in Japanese, and it's about to get really, really, really horny. So I'm only going to be reading some of it out loud, and then there's just going to be reaction. So can I even... We're just going to keep going. Okay. Need some water. All right, so we have met 2 women. I forgot to read out loud what the previous slide was, sorry, but they're describing them now. Her ripped muscles surpassed those of a male bodybuilder, and the pattern on her skin was a fearsome tattoo that covered half of her body. The woman's cheeks rose into a sneer at her companion. Despite acting as if she knew everything, her companion never faulted her rude behavior. What can I say, Sandy? I've been feeling all the penetrating eyes on us. My cunt's already aching and throbbing in anticipation. I hear Wolf laughing from the next room. Besides, I know you're plenty in the mood yourself. She deliberately gave her lips an indecent lick. The woman who answered was like a delicate candy ready to crumble in comparison. Her long eyelashes covered her big eyes as she sampled the downtown street corner with her gaze. Multiple eyes were drawn to them, the stolen glances of men like starving beasts before their beautiful bodies. There were well over 10 of them. Hesitating to enact evil was seen as a vice in the city. Despite the fate that should have awaited the woman surrounded by that pack of wolves, the pack stood unmoving, hesitating to reach its evil hand forward. Good lord, the voice acting. Alright, I'm not reading that out loud. I don't think I'm gonna be able to read the audio. Frankly, I'm trying to be careful because there's only so much that's allowed on Twitch. Her barefaced flirtation was an alluring provocation directly to the men's balls. Yet the carnal desires of those animals continued to smolder. They showed no signs of fervency, watching irresolutely from a distance. Their only reason for that? Fear. Any person who lived in this city knew full well exactly what the beautiful, eccentric women before them were. Hey, you fucks. Good. I love the localization of temera in English because it means it's a very informal you in like a derogatory sense, but everyone is like, yes, that means a cuss word because Japan doesn't really have swear words. She must have grown impatient with their cowardice. Suddenly, the big tattooed woman, Sandy, bared her fiendish canines. She spoke with a vicious grin, but her words were bait for those men's lustful desires. Their lust squashed their fears, and they swarmed the woman as if everything had changed. They were drawn towards the woman like moths to a flame. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're about to get the first H scene, so Wolf, prepare yourself. I'm preparing myself. Here we go! Thus, the curtain was drawn on their carnal feast in the public streets. Damn. Out in public, alright. The midnight paths of this sleepless city were never empty of foot traffic. Though all eyes passing that promiscuity witnessed it, none expressed the shock or confusion of spotting something so outlandish. Descriptions are really something. They are something. They just passed by either in silence or after giving their carefree impression. It was clearly a common sight to them. I'd love to like learn Japanese and then read the original and compare the English translation and everything to see like the difference, if any. Fascinating. Men and women were brazenly exposing their genitals in public lustful union, yet that unbelievable sight was casually overlooked in the city. The concept of abnormal held no meaning here. The women held the reins on this fornication. They treated the men bearing their pricks like cattle, laying them in a row on the street and straddling them each in turn. Alright, this is now to the point where I cannot read this, I think, for Twitch. I'm trying not to get community guidelines violation. Oh, gross. Ugh. I don't like the voice acting. Oh, smegma, I hate that word. Goodness. I can hear Wolf's reaction across the apartment. Not yet. I'm fine so far. Just uncomfortable. Good lord. I wonder if, like, the artists for Clock Up have, like, public Twitters or accounts or anything, because I want to know what they work on outside of this. I want to know who they are. Tiny. Her slurping was so loud that it reminded one of tiny explosions. I'm double checking my Twitch audio channels again, just because I'm a little nervous about this. The descriptions, the language in this is very verbose. I have not played Euphoria. Um, I'm not interested in like the story or anything of Euphoria, but I am of this game. So that's why I'm probably not gonna play Euphoria. Her lower mouth. Why is the music so banging though? It's so good. Sounding like someone racing through a bog, the descriptors. You know, I'm not an author. I've never tried writing things, but I feel like if your game is entirely porn, you'd quickly find yourself using the same words to describe things. So maybe that's why they're so out there with their verbiage and descriptors. Try to make it a little less monotonous. This sure is hentai dialogue. Talk up to be pretty creative with their H scenes. Yeah. I haven't played Euphoria, but I am familiar with it. Let's repulse like a handbag. I haven't even gotten to Sandy yet. This is all Isabel. Also, I read really fast. Discord guys, let me know if I'm reading too fast. If you guys want to read the dialogue, the non-voice acted dialogue. misfired portion. Good lord. Here we go. We're just saying, you know. Oh, I feel like that word's gonna be thrown around a lot. I mean, I know it happens a lot. I know there's a lot of non-con. You've got quite the thick schlong, don't ya? An actual line. Toned rump? Her pressure sent the man beyond pleasure and into fear of having his dick amputated by that vice. Oh, blood. We're playing Maggotbaits. Yeah, chat in Discord. I don't think you can hear me. Yeah, you can't hear me if you're not joined in the call or if you're not on Twitch. So, um, if we could warn people before jumping in. Hello, Zelda. Hentai dialogue. I knew we were gonna get some of that crazy stuff. Just waiting for it. Bitch hole. Ribs breaking. Oh damn. She killed the man. That man is dead. He is a goner. I do like her attitude calling the men bitch. Very funny. Boy, yeah. Omni-san! I'll be gentle with you. Yes, it is quite crude and masculine, which is kind of what I expected from a character like her. I have like a somewhat decent understanding of the Japanese language and the nuances of it, and I always enjoy thinking about characters like pronouns and speech patterns and stuff. We're back to Isabel. After roughly an hour of that had passed. Okay. After roughly an hour of that had passed, none of the men retained any will to move. Their wilted dicks were soiled, left to die on the streets like unloaded tuna.
しょうもないダチンポばっかだったよね。マジでうっざ。
Good lord.
こいつらもう白いのは一滴も出ねえだろ。なら
Oh, do they have blood weapons? Ooh, cool. I know that there is magic involved in this. Next we'll extract the red stuff. Oh, they're gonna kill them. Those that aren't already dead. Alright, this I think I can read. It'll be okay on Twitch. So Sandy is murdering some people. Hiraki abnormal muscles flex, and in the next moment, a howl sounded from an iron-toned gust. The 7 men standing in its arc were sliced in a perfect stroke, forming 28 lumps of flesh. A huge spray of blood erupted from them, blotting out the sky. There was an unpleasant sound like a wet rag slamming down. Vivid pink and orange entrails steamed on the road, mass-produced human remains. The fierce tattooed woman stood in the spreading pool of blood, wearing an intoxicating smile like an evil Venus born from the foam of a sanguine ocean. Okay, that's a good line. That's a really good line. What the hell? That's a fucking killer line in this horrible, gruesome game. Both of her hands held iron fangs that glistened in the moonlight, a pair of twin serrated blades dripping with fresh human blood. Their massacre was like a hurricane. The sudden, senseless brutality drove fear into the fleeing survivors. Next, their heads splattered like persimmons, shattered in sequence from right to left, spewing gray matter and eyeballs about. An iron ball connected to a chain whirled with a howl. The brutal spikes of that morning star mercilessly crushed 6 men together with ease. We're back to dialogue. Oh, looks like they were having a murdering competition. Isabel clicked her tongue in frustration after swinging her iron ball. Her impulsive massacre was nothing more than a game. Only a scant few survived after that moment of violence. But those had already lost their limbs or had their bones crushed, and they couldn't walk well. Sandy and Isabel walked through those dregs, crushing them to death underfoot like they were grapes. The whimsical violence that exploded from those women was the same as an unpredictable natural disaster. Some passerbys had been caught in the havoc too, but the chaos was only temporary. Merely a few minutes later, the Pleasure District streets regained their fervor as if nothing had happened. The blood and bits of flesh scattered underfoot became stains on the pavement from the souls of those passing through.
ああ、もうちょいマシなチンポ歩いてないかな。もう一丁口直しする？
好き者が仕事の方も
Calling her a nympho. I think y'all are both nymphos.
今夜はもう帰るぜ。
Hold on, I took a bite of food while there was dialogue. I gotta finish. Okay. So this game is spicy. Yes, Legacy is very spicy. It is all gore and porn. And from what I understand, that CG right there, that scene was the tamest it gets. It only goes downhill from there. And thus the monstrous woman parted, leaving behind the scent of brutality and vulgarity. Yet no one in the city paid it a second glance. As everyone here already understood, no matter what tragedy or menace those things may bring, it was impossible to stop them. Same as a tornado, the same as a tsunami. In which case, all they could do was accept it in silence, accept the reality of woman-shaped disasters living in this corrupt city. All it meant that was such things existed here. In this city, that threat held overwhelming weight over any logic. Nearly 7 years had passed since their arrival. Originally, some tried to harm those monstrous women, but all attempts were met with atrocious failure. No fervent hail of gunfire or even a direct hit from large explosives could harm them, let alone kill them. In contrast, their primitive weapons could crash supersonic airplanes and split buildings like something out of a cartoon. Their power was so absurd that it could possibly be following the laws of the natural world. Disasters witches, alternatively disasters bitches. That's what some foreigners called these terrifying women after viewing a publicly uploaded video of them on the internet. No fervent— oh, I was back to the top. Visual novel reading hard. Their supernatural power was obtained by lying with men and extracting their semen, just like Zayanuta, basically. Same concept. Thanks to that blessing, the scoundrels living in the city both feared them as devils and worshipped them as goddesses. The woman who ruled men through cruelty and pleasure, they were beings truly worthy of being called witches. However, through fear and worship, and also due to their beauty, those women never stopped stirring conflicted lust in the evil-hearted men here. All of them secretly harbored a dark longing for conquest, wishing they could degrade and violate those mysterious beings if possible. Which is why, once again, a party to satisfy that demand was being hosted tonight in one of the deepest, darkest corners of this city. Inexhaustible hatred and meticulously crafted traps have now resulted in the capture of one young girl. Oh no. No hope for mercy lies at the end for her. The only thing planned is a single night's base and ruthless sport. This place was a crucible where the most rotten souls in this veiled city gathered. Night once more, a witch was dragged out into the cruel feast, like sewage to be flushed down the drain. We are officially, I don't know what's going to happen next. So, going in blind. All I knew was that Sandy and Isabel fuck some guys to death, so we'll see. I love having people who know what's going to happen in my visual novel streams with me, because it's always it's fun to see their reactions and stuff. The glow of dim spotlights filled the hall as it began to stir with the casino's unique dark fervor. However, none of those here were paupers looking to gamble themselves away for a fortune. Everyone here was rolling in money. The silent faces at the card table and slot machines proved they weren't seeking riches. Those who visited this hall were looking to experience entertainment that could only be had in this underworld of Kanto's pandemonium. Because of that, a clear, unspoken anticipation rested beneath the surface. That invisible excitement was maintaining the decadence of this space. No matter what sort of gambling people were engaged in, they all knew it was simply a momentary sideshow. Having a bad streak today. I've been more indecisive than usual. Well, let's both make up for it at tonight's main event. Yeah, I can't wait. Oh boy. Let's hope the goddess of fortune is on our side. The men exchanging coarse laughter were almost representative of everyone in this hall, outfitted in expensive, tailored suits and pure gold watches. They were the type of people that didn't expect to find it in the disorder and chaos of Canada's pandemonium. They all bore a unique air of social success and wealth. Suddenly, the hall went dark. In that moment, the languid atmosphere transformed as voices cried out with excitement and wild enthusiasm from different
皆
corners.
様お待たせいたしました。これより本日のメインイベント、アリソンちゃんルーレットを開催いたします。
Good lord. Yeah, so thank you all for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to start today's main event, Allison Chan Roulette. A high-spirited announcer aired on the mic, and then a spotlight shone down on the stage prepared in the hall. Alright. I don't like this. Ugh. The crowd stirred and cheered as all eyes focused on the stage where a young girl was crucified. Her wax-toned skin was reminiscent of a ceramic doll. Her eyes glowed like amethyst jewels, and an abnormal appendage resembling bunny ears rested on
こ
her
のアリ
head.
ソンちゃん、年派もいかぬ女の子に見えますが、
Alright, we're getting into another H scene. I'm gonna stop the narration of things because... Wow.
そう、皆さんも知っての通りのあの怖いディザスターズウィッチの一人です。
God, I wonder what the budget for this game is, because like the CGs are an incredible quality. The voice acting is top notch.
Today 今宵はアリソンちゃんの協力のもと、特別ルーレットを行います。
Interesting, here we go already with the medieval and religious like illusions that I saw a lot of people talk about. There's a guy who just came on stage and his face was covered in a black pointed hood, just like an executioner from the Middle Age Europe. Hmm. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is something I saw earlier, but so they're technically immortal and they will heal like physical wounds, but they don't forget things. And so they're kind of going over some things that were done to her before she was put on the roulette stage. Hmm. Why the hell is the verbiage in this so good? Allison's current state was equivalent to a home whose every pillar had been eaten by termites. It had grown so fragile that any tremor could immediately bring it down. I hate how genuinely good some of the writing in this is. And the humans gathered for this banquet crowding around to cause that tremor. They were a vicious, gruesome lynch mob. The scene was truly fitting to be called a witch hunt.
So それでは早速始めましょう。デスゲームアリソンちゃんルーレット。勝利の女神は誰に微笑むのか。そして痛いけな美少女アリソンちゃんの運命やいかに。
The betting has begun. Okay. So the stage contained another chart corresponding to each red and black pocket, and a human body part was listed next to each number. Interesting, okay. Tips were placed on the board one after another under the spotlight next to red and black numbers corresponding to eyes, nose, lips, and other limbs. Next, the dealer spun the wheel and tossed in a carved ivory marble.
さあボールが勢いよく回る。アリソンちゃんの運命を決める最初のゲーム。そのナンバーはどれになるのでしょうか。黒の22だ。
おじさんたち私のこと見ないで
Oh boy.
皆様、本ゲームはこれからがメインとなります。可憐な美少女アリソンちゃんの運命がついに発表されます。最初のナンバーは黒の22ということは
What?
左耳です。
The left ear. Oh boy. The black-haired muscular executioner beside her selected the optimal implement from the array of tools displayed to the crowd. It was a pair of rendering scissors used in sewing. Oh, those are so sharp! Those are so sharp!
では皆様、愛くるしいアリソンちゃんケーキへの入刀をお楽しみください。
Ugh. Whew. I think it used to be attached to her body isn't necessary there. It's very obvious that her ear was just cut off. Ugh. Oh, so this was a ruthless attraction where the numbers on the roulette reel would determine which body part was lopped off. So that's what's going
アリソン
on.
ちゃんは最初に左耳を失いました。真っ赤に染まる顔が痛々しい。そして泣き顔がとっても可愛らしい。
I wonder who came up with the concept for this, like,
この
entire
少女の
game.
苦痛に歪む顔を見るた
On
め
their
に
team.
このショ
Who's
ーを
this
開
person?
催したと言っても過言ではありません。
Yeah, sorry, Twitch. We're just reading, clicking through CGC.
負けた方はどうぞアリソンちゃんの苦しむ姿をご堪能ください。勝った方はアリソンちゃんの小さな体のどこがそげ落ちるのか想像しながら次のベットをお願いします。
The announcer VA reminds me of I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the jail Quincy in the recent Bleach Thousand Year Blood War anime, he has a very similar cadence and like grandeur to his voice. He sounds the same. Wolf, you probably know what I'm talking about. All right, we're spinning the wheel again. The right leg. Oh boy. The executioner began selecting a new blade. He chose a heavy-looking axe used for chopping firewood, he said before Allison giving the crowd a good look at it. She's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you react, you give them what they want. But if you don't react, they're gonna make things worse to make you react. The sound design is uncomfortably good. The femur is the hardest bone in the bone in the body to break. That guy is strong. Her leg was cut near the joint and left rolling on the stage like a daikon radish. Wolf legit been sitting here analyzing the sound design, wondering what kind of Foley they recorded to make it. Wolf is a sound designer, so. God, voice acting is something.
なんということでしょう。耳に続いて片足までも失ったかわいそうなアリソンちゃん。どうぞ皆様ご覧ください。
Yeah, here in this server we analyze hardcore movie as we play them. In this stream, in this channel. I wonder how many hours of just noises was recorded on top of dialogue. They're chopping up the detached leg. The blood kind of looks like strawberry jelly. It's a little bit like light. Blood tends to be a little bit darker. Oh no. Don't ask. I'm critiquing the blood and the art. Alright, rolling again. Oh, we're going after a boob. Oh my god. A hall erupted in cheers. An excited chant of "titty" was carried by a portion of the crowd. I mean, boobs aren't actually sexual organs, people just think they are. But whatever, game. Humans use them for sexual things, but that is not what they are designed for.
あのほとんど実っていない無垢なるまな板、それをどうやって切り落とすんでしょうか。
I don't
皆
like
様
this.
ぜひご注目ください。処刑人がセレクトしたのは長さ。我が国伝統の一品だ。マタギが熊狩りで使用するものと言われております。これは実に切れそうだ。そしてアリソンちゃんには実に痛そうだ。
Nasty. Once again, it's kind of transparent, and blood isn't transparent because it's like a combination of like plasma and blood cells. Ew. You've seen enough? Yeah, it's a lot. You know, down to her ribs. I feel like there should be some more continuous fat in the boob. Yeah. Agreed. I've taught anatomy, like art and life drawing anatomy in college, so I know a lot about like the muscularity of the human body. So that's why I'm also over here like, But on the other hand, I know the artist probably had a timeline and a budget, and they couldn't painstakingly, anatomically correctly render everything. And also that probably would take out the appeal of the game for some people. I don't know. I know there's a subset of people who enjoy this. It is not me. Leave it to Wolf to come up with the good little trivia. I mean, also in the illustration it says it's been carved down to the ribs, but and the text says that, but the illustration does not show ribs.
どうぞアリソンちゃんの渾身の体内ストリップをご堪能ください。おやおや、アリソンちゃんがまた泣き出してしまいました。やはり無垢なハートを見られるのは恥ずかしいのでしょう。実に乙女ですね。もちろんこのルーレットには心臓に該当するナンバーも用意してあります。当たるかどうかは次以降のお楽しみです。
Heart is on the roulette. I feel like they're gonna rip out her heart at some point. I feel like it's a given. Not that they mentioned it. Alright, next round of bedding.
今度は目、右目です。
Right eye.
これは痛い。おっと、処刑人は刃物を使いま
Oh,
せ
the
ん。
executioner is using his bare hands. Disgusting. Ooh. Hmm.
おっと、アリソンちゃんのつぶらな目が今まさ
There she
に。
Ooh, that's gnarly. Alright, I'd say that's pretty anatomically correct right there. Them nerves, yes, and all the connective tissue that holds the eyeball in place. Very delicate, but also very strong.
あー、ちっちゃなお目目がついにくり抜かれて
Hi,
し
Zelda,
まい
don't
ま
look
し
at me like
た。これはまさに目ん玉が飛び出る痛さですってやかましいわい。
Would the tear glands be intact if you ripped an eyeball out? I think, yeah, technically, maybe. You can probably extract an eye without damaging surrounding tissue. I don't think he was being too gentle, though. Green pocket. Oh.
おーっとこれはアリソンちゃんルーレット。ここに来てナンバーはなんとゼロだ。
I'm guessing 0 means death. Just a gander. Killer takes all.
ゼロ
Beheading. Oh.
はクリチョッパーです。
Yep.
アリソンちゃんのか細い首が
I was
つ
close.
いに胴体とさよならしちゃうんです。
Oh, that's the only way to actually kill a witch is to behead them.
Mina様ご静粛に。これはイカ様も調整もなしのフェアな結果であります。だからこそのスリルをこうして皆様にご提供できてまいりました。よ
People
っ
are
て残
complaining
念で
that
はあ
it's
ります
over
が
too soon.
この結果が覆ることもまたございません。
Data! Are you sure you want to be here? You're welcome to be here, but it's a lot. Okay, just making sure. You're welcome to tag along.
結構早く楽になれたアリソンちゃんにとってはこの展開は非常にラッキーと言えるでしょう。今日一番に幸運の女神が微笑んだのはどうやら彼女だったようです。 それでは皆様、感動の別れを最後までご堪能ください。グッバイ胴体、今日までいろいろありがとう。
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy this touching and final farewell. Goodbye, torso, and thanks for all your support. Congratulations, you finally get to die. Ooh.
そしてさようなら。では、行っちゃってください。
Oh, they actually didn't show that part. Interesting. Their brutal exaltation was about to reach its peak. The CG is over. Scene, by the way. The extinction of life rendered through brutality to a being that still lived after its murder, sharing that sight together let them taste a feeling of omnipotence as if they just brought down a god. That was the true essence and entertainment of this corrupt banquet. Their long-awaited climax was about to strike. However, the executioner's axe froze in place, the announcer recognized the change next. A lone man stood in the wings of the stage without others noticing. His nationality wasn't clear. It was hard to discern if he was Japanese, Chinese, or Korean from the air about him. He had a big scar on his forehead, and his tall frame reached nearly 185 centimeters. That's about 6 feet tall. Even under his soiled field coat, the burly muscles of his chest and shoulders were obvious. The announcer was paralyzed in place, mic still in hand. This intrusion wasn't scheduled. He thought one of the audience members climbed on the stage in their excitement. So his eyes roamed for one of the villains guarding the hall to gently pull him down. When his eyes returned back to the man before him, they froze open in terror. Gun. I think this is our MC. The man's long right arm was nonchalantly stretched out. Extending from it was the black barrel of a Franchi automatic shotgun. I probably didn't pronounce that right, sorry. That was the final image burnt into the announcer's retinas. Ooh. With the thunderous roar, the 12-gauge buck shattered its 9 pellets. The announcer's face was transformed to mincemeat in a flash. EZK Logic, thank you for the follow. We're playing Maggotbaits. If you're here for that, awesome. If you're not, I'm sorry. The body in its shredded suit blew back like a wire action actor, crashing into the wall. There, it left a red stain reminiscent of an avant-garde design. Hello, if you want to see the game, you can join my Discord. It's in the spicy channel. Wolf can get you access because it's not given automatically. It's only if you want to see it. The sudden violence caused a panic. The guests flooded away in search of an exit. The bodyguards carrying guns fired off shots, but the man had already disappeared from the stage. The guards hastily started looking for him, but the new gunshots rent the air, aiming at them from the direction of the fleeing crowd. The spray of buckshot assailed the guards, ripping through the unarmed guests in the way. The man didn't care about the non-combatants, planning to use everyone here as a human shield. In his completely indiscriminate mind, all others here were his enemy. His total callousness made it clear he could resort to such a brutish tactics without hesitation. I'm getting Karitsugu vibes from this guy. He even looks kind of like him. The fleeing guests slammed into one another, driven by panic. When that flow of people started interfering with his stance and vision, he fired into the crowd without distortion. The sound of his gun didn't stop. In just a scant few minutes, the 5 bodyguards had been wiped out. He loaded 7 new shells without even changing his expression. The last survivor tried to speak in a voice fraught with terror as the gun turned towards him. Even though he tried to show he wouldn't resist, the man silently pulled the trigger. Several more roars and cries rang out, eventually allowing silence to hang over everything. No one else was left alive aside from that man. No. Oh, she's still alive. Oh. Someone was muttering monotonously and hollowly like a record with a jumping needle. The man turned his gaze towards the sound. It came from the witch, Allison, who cruelly lost pieces of her body. Crucified and with blood covering her eyes, she was no longer viewing this world. Mind had broken and died before her body. Allison's self-awareness was already a closed book, returned to the infinite, its expanding darkness. Once again, the writing in this. What the hell? She probably wouldn't show any response no matter the stimuli. She was already a corpse, albeit one with a beating heart.
Carol.
Nope, voice acting, dialogue. The man spoke for the first time. He called out to someone beyond the door leading outside the hall. Answering his call, she appeared. Get to meet her. Kitty cat ears. She was an alien young girl, just like Allison. There was still youth in her looks, and her body had few curves. Her cold skin was like a ceramic doll's, and her eyes glowed pomegranate. She also possessed animalistic, abnormal parts. This young girl was known as Carol, was certainly another one of the witches in this space city. In her hand, she carried a huge two-handed sword longer than her height. The blade was as thick as a guillotine and damp with fresh human blood. It was evidence of the massacre outside this hall. Any of the guards or guests who escaped were all murdered by this Carol. Grant that girl peace, the man grimly ordered. His true intentions were unclear, but it was likely mercy towards Allison at least. Carol stared at the husk that used to be a girl after hearing his order. Is it hard to lay a hand on your own kind? His question bore a hint of testing her. Hearing that directed at her, Carol quickly shook her head. Aim now, Shogo. There's no need to assess me. I'll do anything just as I vowed. She gripped the handle of her large sword. Holding up that hunk of metal weighing nearly 100 kilograms, she placed her other hand along the blade and pressed it against Allison's throat. Oh, I'm seeing some berserk references to a large sword. For a brief moment, she stared into those lifeless eyes. Then Carol silently pushed her blade down. The girl's flesh popped like a ripe fruit. Oh. Goodness. A high-pitched tone like a whistle sounded from her severed trachea. Her tongue and eyeball popped out from the internal pressure, and then there was a crack. With that, her cervical vertebrae was severed, ending the job. Hey, my cervical vertebrae was almost severed a couple years ago. New blood sprayed forth like a geyser before quickly stopping. Allison's severed head rolled at her feet. No matter what logic they operated on, beheading was the one method of granting death to the immortal witches. Without her head, Allison's heart began slowing to a stop. Carol's expression was unchanged. She looked down at the lump of flesh that used to be called Allison. Then she turned a similarly testing gaze to the man beside her. While back returned to the rendezvous point. The man only spoke those words, displaying not even a shred of interest in her gaze. The expression on the side of his face hadn't shown any changes, even during the gunfight. However, that wasn't because this man was expressionless. There was a visible glimpse of a dark, maddening passion whirling beneath his black eyes. They looked more green, but... He was a man who put a cap on his own internal hell with his iron will. The way he carried himself gave off that air of danger like an unexploded bomb. One thing was certain, when that man's cap was unsealed, terrifying violence would erupt and people would die. A man with dark eyes and an alien young girl. It was hard to tell if they suited each other or not. They both vanished, leaving behind the mountain of corpses and rivers of blood, heading further into the unknown darkness. Okay, my throat is kind of hurting because I did a 12-hour stream the other day, so I'm going to do a little less narrating, I think. We're back to like the big background, and it's just like a wall of text that comes down with visual novel exposition stuff. I think I'm just gonna click through a little bit here. Yeah. Here we go, talk with maggots again. Ooh. This is a story for maggots. The writing. Oh, this is cool. Is this the opening? Oh, fuck yeah. The eyeballs. Minus like a few of them, I really like the designs. Oh. Oof, okay. I would definitely watch an anime adaptation of this. I would too. Honestly. As I was about to say, I genuinely like the character design of a lot of the witches. Like, I'm not a fan of sexualizing characters that look like children. But some of the other ones, like Carol specifically, oh, I love her design. She's cute. Ooh, that's an Iron Maiden. None of these character names are translated. That is a syringe. Oh goodness gracious. Fleshy, yes. Yeah. Alright, we got some more exposition going on after that intro. The song is on Spotify. It should go in the Weeb playlist. It should go in the Weeb shit playlist. But it's going in there for sure after this. Already got it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they do have some concept of ethics or social standards because Carol exists, but we'll see. I love it. These women being able to just take down the army and the air force. It's great. Oh, interesting. The witches are named after hurricanes? That is really cool. See, this is why I love visual novels, because you're always gonna have some people who are big fans and they're gonna be telling you all the fun trivia. Like when I'm doing Katawa Shoujo, I know some things, but not everything, and the Katawa Shoujo guys just know everything, and they share so much, and it's amazing. I love it. I was wondering, you know, this is a Japanese game. I was wondering if they chose to give everyone like English names as like an aesthetics thing, or if there's another reason behind it. But it sounds like they are named after hurricanes, which are typically given English, you know, names. Tiny spark of rebellion. Ooh. Why is it always mansions? I feel like there's a mansion in every fucking visual novel that I've read at this point. Except Katawa Shoujo, but that takes place in a university that's basically a mansion. But they're in Fate, and there's large houses in Sayano Uta. There's a Shion family's estate, Higurashi. Yours. Oh, they're witches. The vibes are so good. I'm a big fan, big fan of the dragonfly wings on the head. Also, I enjoy her vibe a lot. The bodysuit is cool. Sagacious. I know some of the that's the thing that like fucking gets me with this game is some of the character designs are so good. They're so good. Like they obviously spent a lot of time designing these. Like, does it make sense that every witch would dress the exact same? Realistically, no. But they all have such like a unified vibe and aesthetic, even outside of just like their skin and the glowing eyes and everything. It's so good. I hate how good this is. I hate how good the character design is. There's a reason. I figured there is a reason. Yeah.
同胞が人知れず狩られているのはどうやら明らかな事実のようね。
Her horns are good.
私にとっても同じく敵よ。
The voices are also, the casting
私
is
はまあ思い
spot
っきり
on.
暴れられるならなんでもいいや。そこの兄さんも割と好みだしね。
The fires of lust were clearly growing in her eyes. Her crotch was already as damp as a swamp. What's up with this swamp comparison? Such an open physical reaction might suggest nymphomania, but that wasn't very uncommon for witches.
ついてこい。今後はこの館を俺たちの拠点とする。
や、よろしく。お仲間が増えたのは聞いてるよ。松丸セリカ。そこの角賀さんにスカウトされたんだ。役目はそう、情報収集と経理担当ってところかな。ドンパチはあんたたちに任せるとしてさ、戦争やるにもそういう裏方は必要でしょ。あなたがキャロルへこの正午に協力する理由は？
I want to know, does anyone happen to know if they have only hentai voice actors in this, or did they hire non-hentai voice actors potentially? Because some of these voice actors sound really familiar. Hi, I'm like really good at clocking voice actors. I can do it like within the first couple of words out of their fucking mouth sometimes. So I'm just wondering, do I know these voice actors? Because I do not watch porn, like hentai or anything. But I watch a lot of anime.
あなた自身が戦争と言ったように、おそらくは
Yeah, that is true.
という無法者が私たちの敵になるでしょう。そんな戦いを共にしていく同志として、信頼に値する動機をあなたから伺いたいのだけれど、いかがかしら。
I'm really impressed with the cell shading this, because cell shading is really hard. Art's good.
魔女にもいろいろいるもんだ。あんたみたいに小難しい理屈を言う人、初めて見たよ。
Who sounds familiar specifically?
そんなもん一つだよ。金に決まってるじゃない。金だよ。必要経費を除いて、分取った金は私が持って行っていいって契約だからね。このクソったれの街の外で幸せに暮らすにゃ。
I love seeing characters whose motivation for things is money.
いつもそいつのせいでそこを見てきたよ。この町に落ちたのもそう。だから帳尻を合わすのさ。金で自分の運命を変えてやる。
Mary's Bury a Nemisphere who fought in the Grail War to get unlimited money. It's Wilma sounds familiar. It could just be like they're obviously going for an archetype with her character, and her actor may just be really good at hitting that archetype. The backgrounds are also like really, really good.
それじゃあ私はお言葉に甘えて。人暴れするんなら一発かましてガス入れとかんとね。あの兄さんでもいいんだけど。いつもの調子で手を出したら そこのキャロルと殺し合いになりそうだ。自前で調達してくるよ。
Yeah, probably. I do know that you kind of get typecast when you start doing that kind of thing, but I like how they can fly.
初対面でも伝わるもんだね。キャロルがあの人を好きなんだって。好き？
My dog just let out the most loud, dramatic sigh.
だって
She has 2 pairs of ears.
ずっと一緒にいるじゃない。いつも充実
Just now
だしさ。
realizing.
それって彼のことが好きだからじゃないの？
Do both of her pairs of ears work? Does she hear double? Is one not functioning? I'm kind of curious.
わからない。言われてみて初めて意識したけれど、多分違う。セリカが言っているような意味で、彼のことは考えたことはないと思う。
Oh, they fucked. Good to know. Establishing.
なるほどなるほど。そういうものかもね。
Yeah, they are usually described as appendages that resemble ears, not like actual ears. Are correct, but I'm just wondering. I know, yeah. Envy. Got some introspection going on. Already going in strong with some character, like, motivation and personality development and everything. I like Wilma. I knew I would like her from vibes alone. She has vibes that I jive with. Show was 17. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that dating method.
理由もわからずに押し付けられたものをおとなしく受け取って、理由もわからずに生きていくのが我々生き物の定めだ。
I was gonna say she sounded like Aoi in Fate Zero because we were just rewatching Fate Zero, and in my fucking head, I was like, she sounds like Aoi. I have the superpower. It's being able to clock voice actors. Immediately, I knew it. I knew it. I wish I'd said so when that thought popped into my head. Fucking, I knew it. It's also, I was able to clock that, I forget his name, the ginger kid in the Car no Kyokai movie was Natsu fucking Dragneel from Fairy Tail, like, instantly. I haven't watched the Fairy Tail anime in, like, 10 years. The most useless superpower ever. However, I have it. I too am constantly plagued with anxiety, but not the same kind as someone who lives in this world would. I also want to know, Wilma. I'm very, very curious. Alright. Yay, another sex scene. I have a feeling. Oh, goodness gracious. Once again, I'm impressed with the art team, how cohesive everything looks. I wonder how many artists they had on staff. Once again, Kuritsugu vibes from this guy. That's very much his attitude towards Saber and Fate Zero. Oh, flesh. That's disgusting. Bless you. Heard a wolf dad sneeze from across the apartment. That sure is something. At first I kept mistaking Kuritsugu and Kirei for each other. It's okay, they have very similar names. I'm pretty sure it was on purpose. It had to be on purpose. I think I did the exact same thing. Yeah, that sure is something. Yep, called them maggots. That's the name for the game. Ew. Is this the one thing that grossed you out? No, the specific thing that grossed me out, well, it wasn't really grossing me out, but it was just like, oh, nee. I was reading it was a Promare fan fiction, and I'm just gonna say that the tags were skull fucking, comma, eyeball trauma. And reading about it, I was like, oh, that's kind of gross. That's the only thing that's ever truly squicked me out. And I'm fairly certain it happened somewhere here. I want to say I was reading a bunch of reviews where people talk about like the more gruesome stuff, and I want to say something along those lines happened. So I will probably be fine, but that's like the only thing in my 25 years of having unrestricted internet access that I've ever really stumbled upon besides, actual IRL gore from like the early days of the internet. Those are the few things that have actually made me go, "Oh, hello." Accidentally clicking thing. Um, yeah. I really like how they make weapons from their blood. That's cool. A brutal edge, the weapon unique to witches. Gloria's was a battle axe huge enough to be wielded by a giant. I enjoy this immensely. Beastly howl erupted from Gloria's throat. Her steely muscles tensed and released an explosive reaction, firing off destructive force to crush everything. That outfit is holding on for dear life. It sure is. I'm impressed. I really enjoy the different body types that we see in the witches. They don't all look like fucking Oda's woman. I do not enjoy how many childlike characters there are. That I do not enjoy. However, I like how like Gloria and Sandy they look like buff women. Like they look like IRL how buff women do, and their muscles are like really, really, it's accurate to how things are. They're not like sexualized in a way that you see a lot of times in certain hentai, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird, but I like it. I like seeing the diversity, let's put it that way. Like a berserker. Those things are so nasty. Sorry, no Uta vibes. The noises too. If used together, oh. I bet they're squishy. They look squishy. Oh. Yeah, that looks like some hentai shit, alright. That one looks like a penis! Many of them look like penises. There is so much going on in this image right now. There's tentacles, there's hands, there's eyes, there are mouths, there are tentacles that look like dicks, there's tentacles that look like tentacles, there's tentacles that look like hands. It took me a second to process everything in this image. Ribbed for her pleasure. Stop. Oh dear, so the maggots have anti-witch properties. Oh my gosh, she's wearing armor? I enjoy this immensely. Oh, she has a sword and shield. The character design is on point. She also sounds familiar. Yeah, they're stuck. It must suck. It's like, The Maggotbaits version of the only things that are certain in life are death and taxes.
そしてそこに流れる血のたぎり。それだけだ。信ずるに値するものは何一つとて他にはない。
I hope Edna's a character that I'm gonna like. Because I enjoy her
そい
vibes.
つを今すぐぶつけ合ってみようじゃないか。
Are you two about to duke it out?
何もかも焼き尽くして、
Looks
焦がし
like
尽
it.
くして、この胸の中、綺麗に晴らしてみせようぜ。なあ、エドな。
しかり。貴様ならそう言うと思っていたぞ。グロリア。
Cool. How fucking scary must it be to see that those two duke it out in public? Natural disaster illusions. Edna reminds me of Artoria. Edna also reminds me of I wasn't sure if I wanted to make the comparison, but that Artoria is the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw her. Of course, but I just have like terminal fate brain rot. Fate is on the brain 24/7. Hold on. Oh, they're just getting philosophical. I was like, are we talking about like the actual power going on? But I think they're just talking like in general about like gravity and stuff. Yeah, absolute repulsion field.
行くぜ。来るがよい。
The music. Ooh, sound design too. Damn. Huh. Why is the music so good? In under a minute, the death toll reached 50. I mean, I was about to say, I wonder how the population of Pandemonium hasn't been like rendered to 0 yet, but I know that people come there because they like the lawlessness. Lawlessness? Yeah. Fascinating. Her honorable attacks. Burned with the pride and spirit of one trying to end everything in an instant. In contrast, Gloria showed no such thought. She was just indulging in the thrill of slipping under her opponent's blade by her instincts alone, and every second, or so it seemed, she was enjoying their fight more. The flash of her swinging battle axe held no rationality or clear intention. She was simply striking at any opening. Naturally, that wasn't working well for her, and this clever use of her sword and shield shot down each blow. Moreover, Gloria's shoddy tactics drove her into tight spots, and when her opponent used openings as bait, she gained more movement. But Gloria never broke her wild, unstructured fighting style. Blood sprayed from her skin despite the witch's invincible, absolute repulsion field. The only thing capable of breaking it was another witch's building their same force. Such a clash between supernatural powers quickly resolved the quandary of the spear and shield. Okay, nice explanation of the witch's power. And once that loss of blood led to weakening, witches were no different from humans. Their exhausted movements lost their edge, and Gloria's great strength swung wide. With her defense already weaker, that proved a fatal opening. Edna wasn't one to overlook that. She aimed for the center of the chest, the largest, lowest target. She struck with thrust, piercing the shortest distance and making evasion difficult. At last, her powerful strike forced a flower of blood to bloom in the pit of glory. So they just like beat the shit out of each other for fun since they're immortal. The wound reached deep into her organs. Gloria was struck with fierce hemorrhaging, but the next moment those lips curled up into a smile. Edna noticed the error. She couldn't withdraw her sword from the stomach it pierced. Oh my god. Gloria's abs swelled like bumps as they strained and contracted around it. They held in steel, piercing her belly with the power of a vice. The intention behind that was revealed in Gloria's battle axe raised high above her head. In an instant, the blade nearly as tall as herself swung down, aiming for the sword fixed into her muscle anvil. An ear-splitting roar rang out. The longsword broke, fractured down the middle. The sword lost power to retain its shape and strength. It returned from iron to the blood it used to be. Good descriptions, good language. That's a really, like, nice, I hate how good this is so far. Spraying with the sound of ruptured water balloons, a huge sea of blood spread at Edna's feet. Her own blood freshly lost. She was staggered from the sudden loss, and her eyes reflected the glow of the turning battle axe. Oh! Bye-bye, arm. There was a strange sound of bone and muscle severing together. Edna's amputated left arm sailed through the air, fresh blood sprayed like a fountain, determining the victor. Edna collapsed on the roadside. Though she was half immortal even, she couldn't move for a while, let alone fight after losing such vast quantities of blood. Gloria looked down at her, pitying the loser. They both exchanged refreshing smiles, devoid of any trace of their deadly battle. In fact, there was even a tinge of friendship in their eyes. Nothing like a fight to the death between friends. Gloria wasn't unharmed either. She had a huge hole in her stomach, though the wound would probably seal up shortly. She hadn't lost as much blood, their source of energy, as Edna. Tenderly rubbing the gaping wound in her stomach, hot blood oozing from it like a remainder of her love affair, Gloria, the victor of their battle, left the scene by herself. Left behind, Edna's fading consciousness was filled with satisfaction. She had purged her mind with an all-out battle. That was another desire their bodies craved, much like sex. Witches lived in the moment, thinking this was good. She gave in to the weight of her eyelids. She spent a few moments of rest in the darkness until sudden sparks of intense pain stained Edna's mind red. A sense of foreign penetration and vehement pain ran through her back. It felt like her nerves were on hot irons. A thick iron hook had suddenly gouged Edna through her spinal cord. Ooh! It was the same large, merciless metal hook used to hang a whole cow. The other end was tied to a rope. She was being dragged without the power to fight back. She smelled the strong scent of foreign blood in the direction she moved. A single truck was parked there. It was hauling a container filled with the permeating scent of rotten blood, much like a butcher's refrigerated car. Several men dragged her up inside by force. She struggled to rip the rope and remove it. With all of her lost blood, she could barely support herself. Though she did her best to break free, she was relentlessly stuck with the butts of club-sized guns. Normally, such feeble violence wouldn't even faze her, but now, without the protection of her power, it rang deep into her bones. The unforgiving assault drove her consciousness further away. As it faded, Edna saw death, or perhaps a man equivalent to death. That man's condescending gaze she found despairing cruelty. The fate that awaited her was surely extreme torture, which would make a beating like this seem like foreplay. With only that certainty in mind, Edna fell over the edge into darkness. Oh hey, it's this guy. I don't like that. Edna's prediction had hit its mark. However, at the time, she didn't yet know that such a fate wasn't hers alone. There was also another witch who had been trapped by malice and violence and captured. Her name was Carla, and the appalling hell fermenting in the depths of this vile city was about to swallow her too. Is it torture porn time? Oh, sweet mother of God. Yes, it is. H time, yeah. It looks like it's maggot time. No more narrating. We're just gonna click through. Here we go. The teeth. I don't like the teeth. Mm. She's supposed to be a spider. The eyes on her forehead. I'm playing like a what animal are you guessing game? It looked like game. Edna looked like she was a bird. It looked like she had feathers. Like on the back of her head. The maggots can talk? Oh my god. They can are they like somewhat sentient? That's terrifying. To an extent, scary. It sure did matter the word fuck. Making noises. Oh, here we go. Mm. Ew. Ah. Oh my god. Fucking the maggots can. You are correct. They did pay a lot of attention to anatomical correctness for some of the things. Not like in typical hentai where it is just like blank down there. Mm. I don't like that. This descriptions like that are just so bad. I'm very glad that we don't have voice acting for the maggots, though. That would have been just like a little much. Ew. There is, but very low if you listen close. I would like to not listen close, thank you. I'm going to choose not to listen closely. Oh my god, hands on the tits. Oh, of course they had to make it about that. Narration stop emphasizing youth and innocent challenge? Yes. Media stop being obsessed with youth and innocence and virginity, please. And young children. Uh, oh, that's a peanut shaped. The bumps, yep. Oh. Oh, anatomically correct body parts. Like the proper words for them and everything. Wands, yeah. Hmm. Was she fine? Okay, that's hymens aren't real. They're not like that. Think about things logically, guys. If there was really a completely intact barrier there, woman would die because the period discharge would have nowhere to go. Come on. Some people it is like a narrowing. They can be like, you know, I should not the saying inhaler have bumps on their dicks canonically like that. Awesome. Thank you for that tidbit of information. The warts? Oh. Yes, the hymen myth makes people think bleeding during sex is normal and not a sign that something is up. Yes, exactly. Exactly. There's not supposed to be blood. I hate inside stirred that terminology. The sound design. Oh, this. The teeth. Ugh. I really don't like the sounds in the background. Oh no. Oh god. But they are acknowledging the clit exists. I wish they didn't though in this context. That's not. I hate how this commonality and hentai were not they're non-con feels good. It makes them enjoyed in the end. Like it's mm, God, the noises. Mm-hmm. I know, yeah. Sweet nectar. God. Mm-hmm. I had a feeling that the slime was gonna be have have effects on the body. I've been exposed to enough hentai. Ew. Oh, ow. Light. I like the descriptor there. Hmm. Yo, things hitting your cervix hurts. Take it from every woman who's had a fucking pap smear. Uh, yeah, it looks very painful. Hmm. I was wondering when the impregnation kink was gonna come in. It's you need to learn to recognize the signs in media. I just knew it was coming. Hello, Zelda. Don't look at me like that. Hmm. Oh. Oh. I'm pretty sure that is gonna happen sometime in here. I think I read that. I'm clicking through very quickly. I don't care. This is not what I... This is not what I'm reading this for. Hmm. The noises. Zoe, if you really want to see, join my Discord server. I'm streaming it in there. Just ping Wolf to get you spicy access if you don't already have it. It's in the Spicy Games channel. There's quite a few of us in here hanging out and suffering. Hold on, I need to fix my chat on Twitch. Okay. Puts plot details in the H scenes. Oh, in the Discord server, do you have access to the R18 channel? Wolf, can you check that out, please? Yeah, see, I have read that there is sometimes plot stuff in the H scenes, so I'm like keeping an eye out for anything that might be important, but I read very fast, thank God. Oh, wow. What a thing to come back to, Detta. I'm sorry. Come back. Ugh. Uh. I wouldn't recommend eating while watching this, yes. Oh, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna come. Yep, there we go. There were some flags that it was gonna happen. Disgusting. No, thank you. Hmm. What are they? Imagine having to do all these sounds. I hope the actors were paid very, very well. Yeah. So, this is Maggotbaits. This is it. Hold on. I need to take a breather. I think we all need a breather. Ah, good lord. I have gin, that's my breather. I'm not to the point where I want to drink to get through this yet. I'm just taking... I did not like those noises at all, so I would like to... You have Minecraft open? Nice. I would like to not hear those noises for a little bit. Comfort game to retain sanity. Let's see, it's 7 o'clock. I've been streaming Maggotbaits for about 2.5, 3-ish hours. I'm pretty sure that will happen. I honestly, from what I can tell, whatever thoughts you have in your mind, I wonder if this game is gonna do that. I'm pretty sure it does in fact happen. Just from all the reviews and everything that I have read. The noises are honestly one of the worst. The noises are bad. Like, I have seen this kind of thing just browsing through Twitter. Like, that's... Yeah, so in the game Maggotbaits, maggots are like fleshy lumps monsters, and they have mouths and hands and tentacles and things, and it's... chill death ASMR to chill, relax, and study to. After this, I think we're gonna switch to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in a little bit. When we get... I don't know when is a good stopping point. Because I would like to... I wonder if the game goes deeper than 2 girls, 1 object. Oh, it goes very bad. I want to not pick up the game and immediately go into an H scene. I think I'm maybe gonna play until we get back to Carol. You're coming up on one of the first choices soon, I think. Interesting. I want to get back to Carol and the MC, and then I think I'll call it quits. Because, like, on one hand, I'm not, like, this isn't too much for me yet, but I also don't want to push it. And also, I don't want my entire Sunday night to be just this. I want to do fun shit. Oh no. Cameras. Oh, I don't like the way that's described. Human, just watching that mass of flesh that looked like a bad combination of humans and caterpillars engaged in sex. I love how they described her as having dark brown skin, but I'd say that her skin is maybe 10% darker than Sandy's, like value-wise. Also, I am enjoying the fins. They are cool. Once again, the designs go too fucking hard. So I'm not into Arrow games, Zoe. So once again, I'm not into these kind of games. However, the concept behind Maggotbaits, the witches, the critique of Christianity, apparently the fact that it's really well written and the love story with Carol is apparently really good. That's what's making me play it. And honestly, the game can't have Irene in the scene without mentioning her skin color. It's Japanese. What do you expect? They're racist. But the TLDR is that's why I'm playing this, one, because I'm morbidly curious, and two, like, I want to see, are these people truly trying to gaslight everyone into thinking this is a good game? Or are they correct? And so far, dare I say, I wouldn't... am I enjoying this? I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying getting to know the characters. Outside of the torture porn and the rape stuff and the sex stuff. Outside of that. But, like, I'm intrigued. I get what the majority of the reviews are saying so far. Like, I genuinely do. Yeah, that's where we're going right now. Like, Euphoria is the game this studio Clockup previously produced. I will not be reading or playing Euphoria because I'm not interested in the story Euphoria is telling. I'm interested in the story that Maggotbaits is telling. That's why we're here. But, I am unfortunately have to agree with people when they say that it's, like, good underneath. I forgot that this is a V, and that means there's gonna be choices and there's endings. God fuck. No, I got a digital copy. You can get it on Manga Gamer. It's a little bit hard to find. You can't like find it casually browsing their website. I was trying to search it up. What I did is I just Googled buy Maggotbaits and it brought me to a tweet that their official account made in 2019. And then there's a link to it. Euphoria is a lot more tame as far as gore goes. Yes, Euphoria I know is way more tame.
よく見るんだぜ。あれが魔女の運命だ。あれが
I believe this game is a good game in spite of the terrible shit, but for real, you have to play it twice for a full experience. Interesting. Yeah, if you can't find it, like, let me know. I can go, like, track down the link for you if you would like to. Yes, Euphoria has scat. That's one thing I definitely know. Euphoria.
この世に女として特に見目美しい女に生まれるという
Euphoria has a lot of humiliation, and all the characters are high schoolers.
凌辱され
Yeah.
虐待される
Mm-hmm.
常にその恐怖とともに生きるってことだ
Like, I get what they're going for here. Like, the comments and criticism on how women are treated in society and how men often see them, like, I get it. I am perceiving it. I see that they have, like, a message that they are trying to convey with this game. I think they're going a lot harder than they have to in order to get the point across, but that's also, I think, why they're doing what they're doing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not into any of this. I'm just like, wow, this is terrible. Mm-hmm.
これはな
Like, I get the critique. The commentary they're going for here. I wonder if there's any women on Clock Up. There probably are. I wonder if there are any women who wrote, like, the plot and the story and everything. Her brown throat. Don't be weird about POC.
手を貸せというのか。同胞たちを狩る魔女狩りにその仲間になれと私に言うのか、サンディ。
Witch hunters.
ああそうだお前が今感じているその恐怖から逃れるためにはその道を選ぶしかないんだよ
Hey, you were not wrong about how often they comment on her skin color. Jeez.
恐怖から逃れる。
恐怖と同化する飲み込むと言った方がいいかもしれねえな
Hmm.
つまり女でありながら
This Euphoria and Room 9
女を
only
虐
Clock
げる
Up
側
games
に
I've
回
played
れ
so
ば
far.
いいのさ
The only things I know from Clock Up are this and Euphoria. This is I hate this. It was the devil's whisper. Become the hunter and you won't be hunted, just like a hunting dog. Irene's survival instincts and righteous indignation at the suggestion swirled in her mind. This is like so parallel to the actual witch hunts and how like purity culture and religious extremism happens. I mean, this is literally why Salem witch trials happen, is you become the hunter so you are not hunted. There's some actual social criticism and commentary in this game, and I'm impressed with how they're able to weave it all together.
何もないんだぜなあアイリーンそうは思わねえかこの町から一歩も出ずやることと言ったら男と盛るか仲間内の小競り合いぐらい
Yes!
野良猫あたりと何が違うよだったら猫は猫らしくとことん好きに勝手にやろうじゃねえかなあ兄弟
Kyodai means like buddy or comrade. Not quite sister, I believe. Besides, like, the localization is really spot on. I don't speak Japanese very well, but I know a lot of, like, vocabulary and common phrases, and the localization seems really, really good. I'm kind of high on sleepy right at the moment. You good there, Dada? There we go, the existentialism. It's 9 a.m. Oh. We are almost 12 hours apart exactly. It's 7 p.m. here. I know some people prefer to drink soda in the morning versus coffee, but I am a coffee drinker. I can't drink soda until, like, lunchtime. At least. Oh. Iced coffee, good. The brown witch. Stop with the skin color descriptors! Ugh. Okay. If I drink soda with an empty stomach, my ribs hurt. Yeah, soda is very, very bad for you. I was pre-med for a long time. The soda is so bad. But we drink it. I say as if Wolf and I both don't have a Dr. Pepper addiction. Okay. We've done close to 3 hours of Maggotbaits. I think I want to call it quits now. Because this was like a fun weekend, but I need to get back to like work tomorrow, and I do not want to be up late with nightmares. So this seems like a pretty decent stopping point. Going forward, I want to get back to my visual novel streams. I used to do Katawa Shoujo like once or twice a week. I think I'm gonna try to do Katawa Shoujo once a week, Maggotbaits once a week, and then the rest is gonna be like art or whatever. We'll see. I am, dare I say, enjoying myself. And I definitely am very appreciative of all you guys in the Discord or Twitch who are like hanging out with me and chatting. Strange how these niche VNs really bring a community together. Oh, thank you for the belated birthday wishes. Yes. Yeah, I'm oh, it was yesterday. So I decided to do my debut and birthday subathon, kind of like smoosh it all together. So it was yesterday. But yeah, I'm actually... Oh, happy birthday to you too. January is a good birthday month. But yeah, like I have a history in game design and I've made visual novels before. I have a very strong love for this medium. I'd honestly like to make one myself someday in the future. So I enjoy reading them and discussing and reacting to them. Even though they do kind of take a lot out of you, like with reading, if you do read it all. And of course, this one is a lot. So yeah, going forward, I'm not usually one to make actual stream schedules, but I can say I'll probably go live at like 7 p.m. Eastern Standard my time. So I typically go live at like this exact time, unless it's a weekend or a rare day during the week that I'm able to stream, because I do have work stuff during the day. But yeah. Goodness, Zelda. My dog is making noises. If you guys want to keep watching like me play this game, let me know when everyone is available so I can try to stream this specifically when people are available. If it's maybe like something I need to save for the weekends and do like 2 p.m. start time like I did today, like is today's start good, like earlier, or starting now good, whatever. Just let me know, because I definitely want to have you guys tag along if you can, although I will absolutely react to this by my lonesome. And yeah, we are going to switch to another game because I need eye bleach. Need to do something else. So let me save. I just create. Oh, interesting. That start time was pretty good. Okay, nice. I like starting my weekend streams around that time. So yeah. Maybe I'll do like Maggotbaits Saturday or Maggotbaits Sundays. Maybe that'll be a thing. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, I've been playing for 2.5 hours. I always told you like percentage completion. Oh, here we go. Show completion rate. There we go. 5%. Okay. Wow. A long game. All right. The load menu. All right, nice. We're gonna go back to title. Yes.
いざ参るとしよ
All
う。
right.
卑しき街角へ。
The opening is such a bop. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Oh, hello. That is... There we go. Better. And Wolf is still there. I was working on that. Okay. We're gonna close Maggotbaits. Yes. Wowza. 'Twas an experience. We're moving to something more wholesome. Yes. Oh yeah, everyone, you can turn your mics on now.
Hey.
What's up?
Alright, I'm gonna.
Yeah, sorry. I had a very sensitive, like, audio setup going on over here. Oh, I need to stop on Streamlabs. Hold on.